Hi class. So I want to talk to you today about how to put together your Kandinsky inspired drawing. If you remember, the legend called for these different symbols to symbolize how many places you've lived in, favorite subjects, the years of your life, where you fall in your family. Maybe this is another subject, your pets, adults in the family, music, and reading. I believe that one was, but the legend is up in teams. You remember that. So this is my first drawing of what I wanted on my inspired Kandinsky drawing. And but I want you guys to do 3 drawings, 3 sketches. This is one sketch that I created. And this was my second sketch. So what does this green line mean right here? Well, that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about what's called composition. Composition is how you arrange your elements on your piece of paper. So, or your canvas, or however it is that whatever art you're creating, you create a composition. So it's the arrangement of the elements. So what do we have here as far as elements? We have shape, we have line, right? And but there's more elements than that. There's color, there's positive space, negative space. We talked a little bit about that. So so this is kind of a guide of where to place elements, because you don't want to bunch everything up right here in the center and then not have anything around. You want to fill up your paper with your shapes and lines. So for example, I've been seeing this. I've been seeing these kinds of drawings being uploaded in Teams, and you know what, class, that's not what I want. I want you all to really get inspired. Look at Kandinsky's work. Look him up. Google him. Look at other artworks of his. So I've been seeing, like, these repetitive, and obviously yes, because you're 14 or 13 years old, this meant how old you were. But do you have to do that lined up like this? No. Why can't you add them in a sporadic way, across your paper? This is why we plan. This is why we plan. You don't want your lines to be just straight across either. You want them to go diagonal or even vertical. You don't need them to be all horizontal. I also don't want to see little tiny drawings, which is another thing that I saw. Let's avoid tiny. We want to take up the space with your design. So so far I've done 2 different designs. Let me put this over here. So far I've done 2 different designs, and that's what I want you all to do, is not 2 but 3. So this is my first one that I did. This is my second one. There were some things that I liked about this first one that I took into this second one, and that's the bluebee shapes, and I brought them over here. I liked how I did my diamonds kind of falling down vertically, and so I have them falling down here vertically. So, I'm taking elements from one to the other, and then from here to another. And that's what I am expecting you guys to do. So we also talked about how to use color. And if you all have crayon, that would work really good with this piece. And so even if you have some crayon, you can do your background first, creating this really nice, you can't really see it because of the lighting, sorry guys, but I'm kind of using this red and then going all the way around my paper, but leaving a little bit of the center open so that I could put another color down. Let me see, I had a yellow one right here, it is running around. And so now I'm gonna go in with this yellow one, kind of getting this in here. And you know what, I feel like a blue. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm gonna try to just get the edge of this blue here, kind of filling that in. Okay, you can't really see it, but there it is. Okay, so let's just say I've done 3 sketches, and now I want to follow my rule of thirds. And this is what the rule of thirds is. The rule of thirds is you're dividing your paper into 3 rows and 3 columns. And the idea of the rule of thirds is that you want to place items, elements, let's say, in these outside boxes before you do anything on the inside, because you want to fill up your paper. You don't want everything concentrated in the center, so you want to fill it up. So let's just pretend that I see my lines here, and I do want to use this design. I like that design. So now let's see the rule of thirds in this one. Let me divide it. You don't have to do this on your paper. You can just kind of imagine it, or even do it with pencil if you want to. But you can see, you know, I have my circle here, all my little bluebies over here, my diamond starting from this corner down, and then my square here. So that's the one I want to use. What do we do first? Well, I think we should draw it in pencil first. And if you have a compass for your circles, please use them. Use your compass. If you don't, then use something that is around the house that'll help you make a circle. So I think my circle's about right here. It's going to be a big circle. And then I had a center circle. Right there. Okay. So you can't really see it. So let me color it in. I think that I want to go with, this looks like violet, like a blue violet. That's pretty. I'm going to come in here with my blue violet. And I'm not really coloring really pretty. I feel like I'm rushing through it, and I kind of am, because I don't want this video to be too long and then you guys get bored and do something else. So there's this part of my line, and then circle. And now let me, maybe orange, because orange and blue are complementary. So let me color this in all orangey. And then what's happening is, like, the colors underneath that I laid down as my background, it's kind of giving a cool effect to my orange. So, you know, it looks messy. I kind of want to clean it up. So if you have markers, go ahead and use markers. I'm gonna outline this marker, this circle with blue. Kind of bring this blue out a little bit. Like that. And maybe I want to add a black line, but I don't want to go all the way around. So that it doesn't overtake the drawing. So next is my zigzaggy line, which for straight lines, you guys, use a ruler. Oh, here it is. Use a ruler. And looks like, if you notice here, see where my line started? It's like in the middle of the paper. So here's my paper, so it's gonna be, I'm gonna start it about right there, because that looks more or less like where it started. And then it comes to about where the end of my ruler is right here. So I'm gonna just start it black and do my zigzag. And let me overlap. I'm gonna overlap here, but not there. Oh, I could have done another zigzag there. Darn it. I should have. That's okay. And then do my double. It's not very zigzaggy, but that's okay. And maybe I want this. Oh no, it went over that edge there. Darn it. That's okay. Sometimes in art, mistakes happen and you just work with it. Color that in. I could try and make it a little more zigzaggy. Have some better angles. Okay, and let's see, so right about here is another circle, maybe about right here. And then your blobbies, well, my blobbies. And of course they're not going to look exactly the same because blobbies take their own shape. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 3 of them have inside little blobbies. Okay. Oh, I did 4. Okay, so as you can see, I'm starting to develop it. I'll show you the finished product tomorrow, but hopefully you get an understanding of what the expectations are in the project. So thank you so much for listening and hope you enjoyed the video.